Chapter 41 Rejected. You are listening at NovelFold.audio. After Sue-Ian graduated from university, she has been working in Sue's company. She knew Mrs. Sue's email password by heart, and had also studied the contents of Mrs. Sue's and Dr. Nan's emails. She found that Dr. Nan responded to Mrs. Sue's emails instantly, never asked more questions, and solved the problem directly. It was obvious that he really valued Mrs. Sue. Only then did she dare to lie and say that Dr. Nan agreed to the whole group's invitation. With a smile on her face, Sue-Ian opened the email and saw the reply, I am only responsible for the Sue family. The problems of the whole group are not my responsibility. Sue-Ian's smile froze. Hwazichin saw that she looked wrong, frowned and asked, "What's wrong?" Sue-Ian calmed down her inner nervousness and said with a smile, "Dr. Nan said that it will take a few days to solve this problem." Hwazichin breathed a sigh of relief. Normally, this problem is indeed a bit difficult, but Sue Nan and I, a group of people, made a bet that a solution would be provided before Friday. Is that okay? Sue-Ian said firmly, "No problem." His eyes were twinkling. What he just said was clearly a bet with Sue Nange. Hwazichin soon returned to the Hwa family. Thinking of Sue Nange, he felt a little uneasy. His father, Hwayuenjia, smiled at him for the first time, patted him on the shoulder, and praised him. As expected of my good son, he was able to hire Dr. Nan and established himself in the RD department so quickly. Hwazichin was flattered. "Dad, don't worry. I will work harder to help you regain your position as the leader." Okay. Hwayuenjia entered the master bedroom with no intention of going out again. "Zi-Chen, is your father staying at home tonight and not going out to find that vixen?" Mother Lu Meijin cried with joy. "You must be better than that illegitimate daughter out there. Only then can your father change his mind." She wiped her tears and said, although Sue-Ian annoyed the old lady, things were done beautifully this time. "Okay, no more words, I'll go wait for your father to rest." Hwazichin clenched his fists as he watched his mother enter the room happily. Proposing to Sue-Ian and bringing in the help of Dr. Nan was his first step in the right direction. Once he has made his choice, he will not regret it. As for Sue Nange, it can only be his. Sneeze. Sue Nange sneezed. She rubbed her nose, keeping her eyes on the computer, and picked up the water glass next to her to moisten her throat, but found that the water had been finished. She put the cup down and continued immersed in her work. There was a sudden darkness in front of him. She looked up and saw Hwa Beiyan getting a glass of water for her and placing it on the small coffee table. Sue Nange was slightly stunned. "Thank you very much." "You're welcome. It's easy." After Hwa Beiyan said this, he naturally returned to his place. The little old lady looked at the two people and smiled from ear to ear. She felt that her little great-grandson was waving to her. What should the child of the brat and his granddaughter-in-law be called? The little old lady put on her reading glasses, picked up a dictionary and the book of songs and started to read. As the night grew darker, the Shiba Inu kitten got bored and ran from the little old lady to Sue Nange's place, wagging its tail, and finally lay down at Hwa Beiyan's feet and fell asleep. The next day, Hwa Beiyan put on a black suit, with no trace of injury visible in his movements. The burn was actually the most painful, but he had not said a word since the injury. Sue Nange couldn't help but praise how he could endure it. The two went to work, and Sue Nange stopped being pretentious and got directly into Hwa Beiyan's car. Yi sat in the passenger seat and looked at them through the rear-view mirror. The boss and Miss Sue were still busy with their own affairs, and there was no communication or dialogue, but he always felt that something had quietly changed. The car arrived at the company quickly, and Sue Nange greeted Hwa Beiyan and got out of the car. As soon as he arrived at the RD department, he was stopped by Hwazichin again. He was in the rest area outside the elevator, holding a cup of coffee, and said, "There is an industry exchange meeting on new energy tonight. All the people who can attend are big names in the industry. It is said that Dr. Nan may also attend." Sue Nange kept walking. Then, "There is an invitation letter from the RD department of Hwa Group. I can show you around and make more friends. It will be of great help to your future career development." "No, thank you." Sue Nange entered a group of offices without looking back. Hwazichin stood there, his expression extremely expressionless. Jiang Yingxiao yawned and lazily passed by him in slippers, and sneered, "You want to bribe her with just an invitation?" Sue Nange is not so short-sighted. Hua Zichen sneered, Jiang Yingqiao, if you really do her best, you should let her follow me. You should understand that I can bring her better resources. Do you think anyone can go to that kind of party? Jiang Yingqiao looked at him, at least I can take her there. Jiang Yingqiao has always been a core member of the RD department, so it is not surprising that he got the invitation. Hua Zichen's eyes darkened. Su Nange has been busy all day. When I got off work, I was stopped by Jiang Yingqiao. I have a job tonight, you come with me. Okay. Su Nange didn't think much, just sent a message to Hua Beiyan saying that he would work overtime, and got into Jiang Yingqiao's car. They soon arrived at a business reception. Jiang Yingqiao explained, you stay with me later, and I will introduce you to a few more people in the industry. But Dr. Nan rarely attends such gatherings, and he probably won't come. Don't hold out too much hope. Su Nange understood something and immediately couldn't laugh or cry. She was really not interested in this kind of exchange meeting, but she was here, so let's go in and have a look. It seemed like she hadn't seen Ji Ming for a long time. The two came to the door. Jiang Yingqiao showed the invitation letter and was about to take her in, but was stopped by the waiter. Sorry, Mr. Jiang, the people from the Hua group who are coming today have already reported to us, and your name is not on the list. Jiang Yingqiao frowned. How is that possible? His skills are also ranked among the best in the industry. Usually, he doesn't want to come to such banquets, so there's no way he can't get in. Hua Zichen came out with a glass of champagne, squinted his eyes and said, Team Leader Jiang, a group of research and development tasks are heavy. I thought you wouldn't come, so I refused for you when I reported. It seems it's too late to add more now, so you'd better go back bar. Jiang Yingqiao was furious. Hua Zichen, you are going too far. Why do you refuse for me? Hua Zichen said coldly, Jiang Yingqiao, you have to understand that your status in the industry was given to you by the Hua group. They also invited Jiang Yingqiao from the Hua group. I am the vice president of the RD department. Of course, I can help you make a decision. Jiang Yingqiao's lungs almost exploded with anger. A person with real ability like him will be respected and given preferential treatment no matter which company he works for. If he leaves the Hua group, many companies will want to hire him. So the general manager of the RD department didn't dare to do anything to him, but Hua Zichen was here to use the vice president to suppress him. I advise you not to cause trouble here. We are all decent people. You don't want to be chased away by the security guards, right? After Hua Zichen said this, he looked at Su Nange. Su Nange, do you see clearly? Without my consent, you can't enter this gate at all. Su Nange raised his eyes lightly. Really? That she took out her mobile phone, opened the invitation letter Ji Ming sent her in the mailbox, and handed it to the waiter. Chapter 42 Slap in the Face. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Su Nange handed the invitation letter to the waiter. Can you come in? The waiter only glanced at me and immediately stepped aside respectfully. Please come in. Hua Zichen frowned when he heard this. Why do you have an invitation letter? He took a step forward and looked directly at Su Nange's mobile phone. Could it be that you took someone else's invitation letter? They are all registered under real names here. Then, when he saw the name on the invitation, he was stunned. For this kind of industry gathering, the invitation letter will basically include the company and position of the invitee. Jiang Yingqiao's invitation letter was really not sent to him by the organizers because of the Hua group's reputation, but because of his own influence. It's just because he is in the Hua group that he added his workplace, but there are also some people who have complex identities or are famous enough to not have these positions. The invitation letter in Su Nangu simply said Su Nangu. Hua Zichen asked in shock, in what capacity did you get this invitation letter? None of your business. Su Nange calmly closed the phone screen and looked at Jiang Yingqiao. Let's go. Jiang Yingqiao originally thought that he would suffer a loss today, and was still regretting that he could not bring Su Nange in, but he didn't expect that the situation suddenly reversed. He followed Su Nange into the banquet hall. Where did you get the invitation? Su Nange was about to speak, but Jiang Yingqiao said to herself, my cousin must have done it for you, right? Without a company name, you won't be controlled by others. His eyes darkened. Hua Zichen has gone too far this time. I will never get over this matter easily. When I return to the company, I will definitely go. Su Nange thought he would say to go find the general manager of the RD department, or go to the board of directors to make a fuss, but what he didn't expect was, go to my cousin and let him make the decision for me. Su Nange. Who is the person you said you hate the most? Perhaps sensing something strange about her, Jiang Yingxiao rubbed his nose awkwardly. I don't hate Guanxi households, I hate Guanxi households who are incompetent and still occupy positions. You don't know how many Guanxi households in the Hua group have no jobs, forget it, why are you telling me this? That he walked to the side and picked up a glass of champagne. I'll show you a few people. Before Su Nange could refuse, Jiang Yingxiao had already shouted, Mr. Liu. Su Nange could only follow. The middle-aged man known as Mr. Liu is a senior in the industry, and a circle of people have gathered around him to chat. He was very considerate to Jiang Yingxiao. Mr. Jiang, it's rare for you to attend such an event. How come you are finally free to compete with us seniors today? Jiang Yingxiao smiled. As a junior, I am not qualified to compete with you. Today I am bringing people to listen. He pushed Su Nange in front of others. This is a new talent in our company. He has solved a big problem that has been bothering me for a month. Today I am free to go out for a walk. The problems that can trouble Jiang Yingxiao are certainly no ordinary problems. Jiang Yingxiao said this deliberately to let Su Nange step on him and rise to the top. As expected, Mr. Liu and the others became interested in Su Nange and looked at her with a smile. So powerful. Why don't you introduce him to us? Just as Jiang Yingxiao was about to introduce him, a female voice suddenly interrupted. Mr. Liu, long time no see. Several people turned their heads and saw Su Yin wearing a blue dress and holding Hua Zichen's arm standing next to him. As soon as she opened her mouth, Mr. Liu and others immediately gathered around her. Miss Su, it's been a long time. You are here today. Is Dr. Nan coming? Su Yin Xiao, I don't know. I came here with my fiancé today. He also works in New Energy. Hua Zichen stretched out his hand to Mr. Liu. Hua Group, Hua Zichen. Mr. Liu suddenly realized, it turns out to be Mr. Hua. Nice to meet you. Miss Su, you and Mr. Hua are really talented and handsome. Miss Su, I heard that Dr. Nan has been working as a technical consultant for your Su family. When will he show up? Let us all ask for advice. Miss Su, what problems has Dr. Nan solved for your family? Everyone gathered around Su Yin, Jiang Yingxiao and Su Nange were pushed to the edge. They did it on purpose. Jiang Yingxiao's face darkened again, and he continued, but all those people put together are not as good as Dr. Nan. Ji Ming will come later, and you can have 2 more drinks with him. Su Nange. Jiang Yingxiao continued, don't be embarrassed, you have to be thick-skinned. There are so many people who want to know Ji Ming, and I haven't even gotten to know him yet. Su Nange twitched his lips and said, I will help you introduce him later. Jiang Yingxiao didn't take it seriously, you should get familiar with him first. At this time, there was sudden commotion at the door. Su Nange looked over and realized that it was Ji Ming who was here. He was wearing a light gray suit, with one hand in his pocket and the other swinging casually. His face was pale, and he was not as lively and talkative as he was in front of her. Seeing him, the crowd immediately crowded over. Mr. Ji, long time no see. What projects are you working on recently? In which direction? Su Yin and Hua Zichen did not follow him immediately, but walked over. Su Yin had a smile on her face. Nange, do you need me to introduce you to Mr. Ji? Hua Zichen's eyes were sinister, she can even get invitations. She must have a lot of connections. She has known Mr. Ji for a long time. Why do I need your introduction? Su Yin said, is this so? Mr. Ji has always been aloof, and not just anyone can talk to him. I was still thinking, forget it, I won't do the same thing. Jiang Yingxiao ignored the 2 people's annoyance and directly picked up a glass of champagne from the side and handed it to Su Nange. He pushed her and said, go and toast to Mr. Ji. Hua Zichen directly sneered, our Hua group can't serve people with sex. What's more, do you think Ji Ming is that kind of lustful man? How many beauties have tried to seduce him and try to get Dr. Nan's information, but he has remained indifferent. Really? Do you think your country is so beautiful that anyone can do it? Su Yin pushed him and said, Brother Zichin, let's go get to know Mr. G next. Hua Zichin nodded, and the two walked towards Ji Ming. Su Yin shouted, Mr. G. Ji Ming didn't look in this direction at first. He glanced at it when he heard this. He curled his lips when he saw Su Yin. He was about to look away when he suddenly saw the person behind Su Yin. Ji Ming was startled, and then happily walked towards Su Nange. Su Yin felt happy when she saw Ji Ming's expression. After she worked in Su's company, she had several interactions with Ji Ming. Unfortunately, Ji Ming had an arrogant attitude and always ignored her. He didn't expect to give him such face in front of outsiders. Hua Zichin next to him also stood up straight. Looking at Ji Ming's appearance, Dr. Nan really respected Su Yin. The two met Ji Ming with smiles on their faces. Su Yin introduced Hua Zichin, Mr. Ji, this is. Before he finished speaking, he saw Ji Ming phone walking past them and rushing directly behind them. The two of them turned around in shock, only to see Ji Ming standing in front of Su Nange. Why are you here? Chapter 43 Identity. You are listening at NovelFold.audio. Everyone was shocked. Ji Ming has always been polite at gatherings like this. When had he ever seen him so enthusiastic? And, you? What is the background of this little girl in her 20s? Su Yin clenched her fingers tightly, feeling her face burning. Hua Zichin frowned and looked back and forth between Ji Ming and Su Nange. Do you know each other? Ji Ming looked at Su Nange and didn't dare to speak for a while. Who knows if the boss wants to reveal his identity. Sure enough, the next second, Su Nange raised the champagne in his hand to Ji Ming. A warning flashed in his peach blossom eyes. Hello, Mr. G. I am young and cannot bear the word you. Ji Ming understood what the boss meant, coughed and said, Miss Su, I didn't expect to meet you here, so I was too excited for the moment. What he said. Everyone looked at Su Nange's stunning face and seemed to understand something, and they all became happy. Mr. Lu came over and joked, Mr. G, you are so discerning. This is a rare beauty. Ji Ming immediately said, Miss Su is not only beautiful, but her abilities are even more impressive. Mr. Lu was stunned. Jiang Yingxiao also praised Su Nange just now, only then did he take it seriously. Ms. Su, this is my business card. I hope we have the opportunity to cooperate in the future. Mr. Lu started the conversation, and the rest of the people immediately gathered around. Miss Su must be something special if she can be praised by Mr. G. You are young and have a lot of potential. Su Nange didn't like this kind of occasion, so he just smiled lightly. Jiang Yingxiao came forward and greeted them with a smile. Hua Zichin stood in the crowd and saw Su Nange shining like a rising star. He felt unhappy in his heart. He said coldly, no matter how powerful you are, can you be more powerful than Dr. Nan? As soon as these words came out, everyone fell silent. Ji Ming raised his eyebrows and gave a meaningful smile, but said nothing. Su Nange calmly held the champagne glass and had no intention of speaking. Finally, it was Mr. Lu who broke Hua Zichin's embarrassment. The highest level in the industry must still depend on Dr. Nan. But Miss Su is young and has a bright future. I just heard Mr. Jiang say that she also works in the Hua group. Mr. Hua, only your company can get such talents. Su Nange couldn't help but applaud his words. He didn't want to offend him, but he also promoted Hua Zichin. As expected, he didn't say anything else. The lively atmosphere returned and everyone continued to laugh and talk. Ji Ming did not dare to bring the topic to Su Nange, and everyone's attention quickly returned to him, chasing him to ask about Dr. Nan's movements. Su Nange took the opportunity to slip out of the crowd. The lights in the lobby are bright, everyone is wearing suits and leather shoes, and they are changing glasses. There were people around, but Su Nange couldn't feel the excitement. Instead, she would feel more comfortable in the hospital, staying in the same room with the little old lady and Hua Beiyan, with the three of them quietly performing their duties. She walked to the balcony, picked up her phone, and found that Hua Beiyan had sent her a message back. I happen to be talking about something at the Royal Hotel, and we can go back together when it's over. Su Nange's peach blossom eyes narrowed and he suddenly wanted to leave. In this case, you can leave early. Jiang Yingxiao also followed. no wonder you said you would help me introduce Ji Ming, you are so familiar with him. Su Nange did not deny it and smiled slightly. Jiang Yingqiao thought that at the banquet just now, although Ji Ming was chatting with others, his eyes always glanced at her. Ji Ming must be interested in Su Nange. We are all grown men and women. Ji Ming is handsome and capable, so he is a good choice. He asked, what do you think of Ji Ming? Su Nange thought about it carefully and replied, be practical, work hard, and be reliable. This subordinate is very useful. Otherwise, she would not have given him full authority to manage the company. Jiang Yingqiao's eyes lit up. So, you also have a crush on him? That if Su Nange can really get together with Ji Ming will definitely help her introduce Dr. Nan, Su Nange. Only then did she understand what Jiang Yingqiao meant, and she suddenly laughed. Just as she was about to speak, a low cough suddenly came from beside her. They both turned their heads and saw Hua Beiyan standing on the balcony of the banquet hall next door. The man was tall, half a head taller than Jiang Yingqiao, but at this moment his face was gloomy, and his dark eyes were looking at them coldly. Hua Beiyan didn't expect to meet them by such a coincidence. When he came over, he happened to hear the conversation between the two. Su Nange's few words of praise for Ji Ming made him feel a little uncomfortable for no reason. He sternly reprimanded Jiang Yingqiao, Miss Su is already married, what are you doing here? You really don't know what to say. Jiang Yingqiao was a little aggrieved. He didn't know that Su Nange was married, so why did his cousin suddenly attack him? But, he hurriedly looked at Su Nange, are you married? Does Ji Ming know? But don't ask for anything but love breeds hatred. Ji Ming targets her again. Su Nange nodded, I know. Jiang Yingqiao breathed a sigh of relief and became curious. You are so young, why did you get married so young? Who is the other party that makes you so determined? Su Nange glanced at Hua Beiyan but said nothing. Hua Beiyan said calmly, you talk too much. Jiang Yingqiao. He thinks his cousin is a little weird today. Hua Beiyan narrowed his eyes and suddenly looked at Su Nange, I'm ready to go back, want to come together? Su Nange nodded immediately, okay, see you at the door. Jiang Yingqiao hurriedly followed her, wait for me, I'll come too. In the banquet hall, Su Yin felt worried when she saw Hua Zichen's gloomy expression. Su Nange and Ji Ming also know each other. Does she also know Dr. Nan? While he was thinking about it, Hua Zichen had already walked up to Ji Ming. Mr. Ji, do Su Nange and Dr. Nan also know each other? Everyone around him immediately looked at him eagerly. Ji Ming could even imagine that if he said knowing, the next moment these people would rush to Su Nange and force her to tell the story of how she met Dr. Nan. He coughed, how is that possible? Su Yin and Hua Zichen both breathed a sigh of relief. Ji Ming caught a glimpse of Su Nange walking toward the door and immediately said, I still have something to do, so I'll go ahead and you guys can talk. When everyone saw him chasing Su Nange, they immediately laughed meaningfully. Hua Zichen's face suddenly turned darker. Su Nange was caught up by Ji Ming at the door. He said directly, tomorrow I will go abroad to discuss cooperation. I will take the company seal and patent description with me and let you know. Su Nange nodded. Ji Ming then left. After he left, Su Nange suddenly felt Jiang Yingqiao's strange eyes. The man stared at her, something's wrong. Mr. Ji is going abroad. Why am I reporting to you? Could it be that? His eyes widened in shock. Su Nange was silent for a moment and sighed, okay, I admit it, I am Dr. Nan. Chapter 44 Tell. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. It's not that Su Nange's identity cannot be revealed to the outside world. She didn't intend to hide it from a group of people. As long as it is not publicized on a large scale, it will not cause unnecessary trouble. Therefore, when Jiang Yingqiao sensed something was wrong, she simply admitted it. After saying this, Jiang Yingqiao was stunned. He looked at Su Nange blankly. Suddenly he chuckled. You are quite humorous. Su Nange. Jiang Yingqiao said, although I have never met Dr. Nan, I also know that academic talents like Dr. Nan must be at least in their 40s. Don't try to lie to me. Su Nange twitched his lips, I really am. Do you think you can cover up my suspicion by saying this? Jiang Yingqiao looked her up and down, frowning, you couldn't be. having an extramarital affair with Ji Ming, right? Su Nange, you have such a rich imagination, that this is nothing. Jiang Yingqiao frowned and advised her, don't do this kind of thing. It will be disrespectful to everyone if you make a fuss, and it's not good. I look down on people who cheat. We are all serious people. If you really don't love your husband, just divorce and remarry. As I said this, I suddenly felt a chill on my back, as if I had murderous intent. He turned around and saw Hua Beiyan striding out, his eyes as deep as thousand-year-old ice, which stung him so much that his bones felt cold. Jiang Yingqiao was even more confused. Cousin, your business talks are not going well today. Hua Beiyan looked away, it's really noisy. Jiang Yingqiao. Su Nange discovered that Jiang Yingqiao, the second-generation ancestor who was not afraid of anything, was most afraid of his cousin. At this time, a sexy yellow sports car stopped in front of a few people, and Ji Ming whistled to her, Old Su, can I give you a ride in the car I just picked up? He couldn't wait to show off to the boss. Think about the speed at which the boss drives. He wants to make the boss scream. Su Nange understood the meaning in his eyes, and just when he was about to refuse, Hua Beiyan suddenly spoke, and the man's voice was low, it should be bad. Ji Mingqiao, I will follow her wherever she goes. Su Nange was a little speechless and subconsciously looked at Jiang Yingqiao. The suspicion in his eyes was indeed greater. She didn't notice that Hua Beiyan's face turned darker. The man looked at her, his razor-sharp brows slightly frowned, and he whispered, don't get into a stranger's car after you've drunk. Su Nange raised his eyebrows and looked at Ji Ming, I'd better take Mr. Hua's seat. Fine. Ji Ming drooped his head and seemed to have lost interest, then I'll leave first. Buzz. The sports car started and quickly disappeared in front of the door. Hua Beiyan's black Bentley then slowly drove over. The body of this extended version of the Bentley luxury car looks strong and is much safer than that thin sports car. Yi ran over and opened the car door. Hua Beiyan motioned for Su Nange to get in first, and then he followed him into the car. When Jiang Yingqiao was about to get in the car, he stopped him. Don't you have a car? Jiang Yingqiao, I drank today. Oh. Hua Beiyan said calmly, then you can call a driver. Jiang Yingqiao. We agreed not to get into other people's cars after drinking. The car door closed and the Bentley luxury car drove ruthlessly, leaving Jiang Yingqiao alone on the spot. The car drove steadily on the road. Outside the car window, dappled neon lights were cast into the car, and Hua Beiyan's eyes passed over the girl beside him. The street lamp cast a hazy halo on her beautiful face. Hua Beiyan was lost for a moment and suddenly said, Miss Su, please help me change the dressing. Su Nange was stunned when she heard this. She slowly raised her eyelids and turned to look at him, seemingly with a bit of surprise. Now? Yes. Hua Beiyan nodded. If I go back to the hospital and change it, Grandma will feel distressed when she sees it. So that's it. Su Nange breathed a sigh of relief. Okay. The man took off his clothes and turned his back. Su Nange turned on the car's roof light and looked at him. This was the second time she saw his naked upper body. She didn't expect that this guy looked thin in clothes, but had such a good figure after taking off his clothes. His well-proportioned muscles revealed a strong sense of strength. She focused on the wound. The blisters did not appear again. The young man's body metabolism is fast, she sighed, took out the gauze and ointment from the medical kit, changed his dressing, and then took the gauze to wrap up his wound. She knelt down on the back seat, stretched out her hand around Hua Beiyan's body, and was about to take it back. Scold, that the car suddenly changed lanes, causing Su Nange to fall on Hua Beiyan, and her face touched the man's shoulder. Hua Beiyan stabilized his body with a little support from his arms, but then he felt the girl behind him hugging him, and her too soft skin subconsciously grabbed his chest, which made his body tense instantly. Then, he felt soft lips gently pressing against his shoulder. The man's breath was stagnant, and he felt that the skin became sensitive, as if 1,000 ants were born there, densely crawling towards the limbs. Hua Beiyan froze and his mind went blank for a moment. Su Nange noticed something strange about him and thought it was pressing on his wound. The moment he stabilized his body, he immediately pushed him away and asked hurriedly, Mr. Hua, does the wound hurt? Her words made Hua Beiyan finally find his voice, and he said in a hoarse voice, it's okay. Su Nange breathed a sigh of relief and continued to help him wrap the gauze. Hua Beiyan immediately put on his clothes and sat there expressionlessly. He felt that the space in the car was cramped, there was insufficient oxygen, and it was extremely hot and stuffy, thinking of those 2 paws and the remaining touch on his shoulders. He loosened his tie. When the car arrived at the hospital, as soon as it stopped, he suddenly opened the door, rushed out, and went upstairs without looking back. Su Nange slowly came out and saw him leaving with a dark face. He couldn't help but look at Yi Yi. How much loss did you suffer in tonight's negotiation? Are you so angry? Yi Yi wished he could roll his eyes. Tonight's acquisition cost 100 million less than the budget. The boss is very happy, okay? But he didn't say much, he just jogged to keep up with Hua Beiyan. Su Nange shook her head slightly and was about to go upstairs when a dark shadow suddenly ran in front of her and said with a lewd smile, "Niece, it's Uncle Li Xingquan." He looked at the Bentley luxury car behind him, then looked back at Hua Beiyan who was walking away, his eyes darting around. "Mr. Hua really values you very much. Has he given you any money?" Su Nange narrowed his eyes and suddenly smiled. "Of course, not only Mr. Hua, but Mrs. Hua also gave me some." Li Xingquan's eyes lit up instantly. Su Nange said slowly, "By the way, let me give you a price for the truth you told me last time." Li Xingquan was stunned. He said sincerely, "I can only make a fortune from you for that truth, so you have to give it enough before I give it to you." Su Nange lowered his head to operate his mobile phone. After a while, Li Xingquan's cell phone rang, and his bank card prompted that 200,000 yuan had been received. Li Xingquan was ecstatic. Su Nange said, "This is the deposit. I still have 2 million here. If you tell me, these are all yours. Of course, I have to judge whether your truth is worth the money first." "It's worth it, it's definitely worth it. This matter has something to do with you." Li Xingquan was afraid that the duck he got would fly away, so he hurriedly said, "I'll tell you right now." Chapter 45 Family. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Su Nange narrowed his eyes, say. Li Xingquan took a step forward and lowered his voice, "I can sell you the truth for 2 million, which is cheap. The Su family is so rich." "Is it related to the Su family?" Su Nange tensed his chin. "Right." Li Xingquan chuckled, "Actually, you are just." Before he finished speaking, a sharp shout came, "Li Xingquan, Su Nange, what are you doing?" Su Nange turned around and saw Su Yin running over in a panic, holding the dress she wore at the banquet. Li Xingquan smiled, "I'm doing business with my eldest niece." Su Yin clenched her fists, "I've already given you the money." Li Xingquan spread his hands, "But I'm short of money now." "How much is missing?" Su Yin took a deep breath, "I'll give it to you." Li Xingquan smiled, "My eldest niece just promised to give me 2 million. Su Yin clenched her fists tightly. Li Xingquan sighed, "I'd better make a deal with my eldest niece." "I have." Su Yin gritted her teeth and said, "You go back first, and I will give you the money tomorrow." "Okay." Li Xingquan turned around and ran away, saying to Su Nange, "Niece, consider the 200,000 as my loan to you." He ran quickly, fearing that Su Nange would ask him to return it. What a scoundrel. Su Nange was not in a hurry. If she wanted to get her money back, she had plenty of ways. She turned around and walked towards the inpatient building. Su Yin's phone rang behind her and she answered. "Brother Zichin." Zichin asked, Yin, I remember that Mrs. Su is from Kyoto. Could you ask her if she knows the Song family?" "Song family?" "Yes, their leader's name is Song Jinchuan. I just got the news that my uncle wants to promote cooperation between the Hua group and the Song family, but there is no way yet." Su Yin understood immediately. Hua Zichin wanted to improve his status in the Hua group through the Song family. She said, "I'll ask my mother later." After hanging up the phone, Su Yin calmed down. As long as you can marry into the Hua family, what does 2 million mean? She had to find a way to get in touch with the Song family. Mrs. Su lives in the VIP ward on the 2nd floor, Mrs. Hua lives on the 3rd floor, and Su Nange and Su Yin take the stairs together. Just as I turned to the 2nd floor, I suddenly saw a mother and son talking in front of me. The mother said happily, your third aunt just called and said that she has introduced a rich man to you. Now you go back for a blind date, that the son complained. Mom, as long as my wife has surgery, her disease will be cured. Why should I go on a blind date, that the mother said anxiously. Didn't you listen to what the nurse said? The operation fee is 500,000 yuan, and the follow-up maintenance will definitely cost a lot of money. How can our family have so much money, that the son thought for a moment, sell the house. She bought it with her dowry. The mother hated the iron and said, the house can't be sold. If she dies, you can find a better one if you have a house. If the house is gone, then there will be nothing. You have been together for 2 years, and this house is yours. Youth compensation is due. The son was stunned. Isn't this bad? She had a falling out with the family because of me. The mother sneered. It's just because of the falling out that she has had no contact with her parents' family at all in the past 2 years, and there will be no support from her parents' family in the future, so no one cares about her life or death. She lowered her voice. We just said we had no money and took the person back. If the person is dead and buried, you can marry her after only 3 days. The girl this time is really good. She has a big butt and is easy to give birth to. You won't be like her, the young lady's body will be the life of the maid. The son squinted his eyes and said with excitement, then it won't be cured. Although the two spoke in low voices, the corridor was very quiet and there were echoes, so Su Nange heard them clearly. She paused in her steps. I just feel that this mother-in-law is too vicious and this husband is disgusting. I don't know which girl met such a pair of top-notch people. Just when she thought of this, she suddenly noticed something. She looked towards the corridor and saw a thin girl with no color on her face, wearing a hospital gown, standing at the door. The mother and son also saw her, and their expressions changed greatly. The son spoke. Shusher. The girl named Shusher said, call my dad, he will pay for my medical expenses. The mother sneered and said, I called her a long time ago. When the other party saw that it was my son's number, they immediately hung up and refused to answer the call. You have already severed ties with them, so why are you still calling them? Shusher held on to the wall and barely stood up. Her whole body was trembling and she seemed to have no strength to speak. She said to her son, give me the phone and I'll call my brother. The son's eyes flashed. Stop making trouble, your illness is so serious, the doctor won't let you play with your mobile phone. He made a decisive decision. Mom, go through the discharge procedures, and I will take her home. Shusher wanted to run away, but she was too weak. She fell directly to the ground, used her last bit of strength to grab Su Yin's legs, and begged for help in a voice as loud as a mosquito. Please call my brother for me, please. Su Yin was going to the second floor, so she was closer to the corridor than Su Nange. When she caught her, not only did she not feel sympathy, but she immediately withdrew her leg. She rolled her eyes in disgust. What are you doing? You cut off ties with your family because of a man, and your relationship will end badly. It's all your own fault. The mother and son were relieved when they saw that she was not meddling in her own business. The son picked up Shusher and said, Song Shusher, your parents don't want her anymore. Now I am your only guardian. You can only listen to me. Song Shusher was desperate. She knew that going home with mother and son would mean death, but she didn't want to die. She knew she was wrong. She wanted to see her brother, her parents. Tears of regret rolled down the corners of her eyes, and Song Shusher closed her eyes. Just when she thought her life would be settled, a low and indifferent voice came. Wait a minute. Song Shusher opened her eyes and saw that beautiful figure walking from the darkness of the corridor. The woman's beautiful face was expressionless and she came directly to her. Phone number. Song Shusher burst into tears. The mother roared, what are you doing? I'm warning you, don't meddle in your own business. The son also said, it's useless even if you hit me, no one will answer. Su Nange only looked at Song Shusher. Telephone. Song Shusher reported a series of numbers in a weak voice. Su Nange took out his mobile phone and dialed. The call was answered quickly, and a young man's cold voice came from the other side. Hello, I'm Song Jinchuan. Su Nange immediately said, Song Shusher is seriously ill and needs surgery immediately. The voice on the other side was panicked and nervous for a moment, and then she heard the sound of a man running. He asked anxiously, "Where is she?" Su Nange reported the name of the hospital. The man said, "I happen to be on a business trip in Haicheng. It takes half an hour to get there." "Good." After hanging up the phone, Su Nange looked at the mother and son with a firm voice. "No one is allowed to take her away before her brother comes." After finishing her words, Su Yin sneered, "She's really nosy, be careful if her family comes and relies on you later." Chapter 46 coming. You are listening at NovelFold.audio. Song Shusher asked with red eyes, "My brother. He said he'll be here in half an hour, don't worry." Song Shusher only felt a sourness filling her chest. She and her husband met and fell in love in college. After graduation, her parents and brother did not agree with their marriage. Finally, under the oath of eternal love sworn by her husband, she came to Haicheng with him regardless of her parents' objections. In the past 2 years, her brother and parents have called her countless times asking her to go home. She said she wanted to live happily in Haicheng to show them. Her parents were silent, but her brother only made one request, asking her not to tell her husband about her family background. It would be a 2-year test. She is the apple of the Song family's eye. She is held in the palm of her parents' hands at home and has never done anything. After marrying to Haicheng, she worked hard to be a good wife and mother under the guidance of her mother-in-law. Every time she called her mother and told her that she had learned how to cook, how to clean, and how to lie on the ground and wipe the floor clean, her mother would cry and say that she was not raised to do this, but she didn't care. As long as she can survive 2 years, she can take her husband home and reunite her family, but she never thought that she would almost die here. Just because it's only $500,000, at this moment, she finally understood what her parents said. It was her daughter who felt inferior. Song Shusher tried her best to look at Su Nange. She wants to remember this face. This is the face of her benefactor. At this moment, she heard her husband's voice. "Are you thinking that by helping her, her brother can bring you benefits? Just dream. Her family has no money. Even if you come, you know it will cost so much. I will only give up money. As for you, people will think you are nosy." Song Shusher's eyes turned black with anger, and she begged bitterly, "Brother will not ignore me. Husband, my family is rich. Considering our friendship for so many years, give me to my brother, and I don't want my house." "Here you go." "What's your house?" The husband said harshly, "It was bought after we got married. It is joint property of husband and wife. Besides, when you graduated from college, you rushed to elope with me and insisted on marrying me. It must be because of you. Your family doesn't love you, so why don't you lack love? I've never seen you contact your family in the past 2 years, how can your brother care about you? Rushing to elope." Song Shusher felt so angry that she fainted without even taking a breath. Seeing that she seemed to be out of breath, Su Nange immediately stepped forward. "She needs rescue. She doesn't need resuscitation." The husband suddenly took a step back and shouted, "My wife once said that she didn't want to die in an ugly way. If she was seriously ill, she would choose to die naturally and not accept any resuscitation measures. Don't interfere with our family." Private matter. That when Su Nange heard this, he clenched his fists tightly. This man is really vicious. The mother-in-law also rushed forward and stood between Su Nange and the man. "What are you doing? Come and judge. My daughter-in-law is dying. Her only last wish is to die at home. This man won't let us leave." Her voice was so loud that the patients and nurses immediately gathered around her. When the mother-in-law saw this, she cried even more miserably, "Daughter-in-law, why is your life so miserable? If it hadn't been for this man who was meddling in his own business and wasting time, you wouldn't have died in the hospital." Su Nange frowned, knowing that arguing with them now was just a waste of time. She rushed to her husband and reached out to grab Song Shusher's breath. The husband wanted to retreat, but Su Nange simply removed his arm. Song Shusher slipped from his arms and was picked up by Su Nange. She lay flat on the ground and immediately started cardiopulmonary resuscitation. The head nurse heard the noise and hurried over. "What's going on?" The mother-in-law began to cry and her voice was deafening. "Head nurse, please help us make the decision. My son and daughter-in-law have given up rescuing, and this stranger insists on stopping us. The husband dislocated his arm and was sweating in pain. When he heard this, he hurriedly shouted, "I am my wife's guardian." She said before she died that it was too painful to be sick and she did not want to be rescued. She wanted to die with dignity, but look what this woman is doing. Doesn't my wife even have the right to give up treatment? The head nurse frowned and walked to Sue Nange. "Madam, you." Sue Nange said while performing cardiopulmonary resuscitation, "This woman doesn't want to die. I called her brother, who will be here soon." The head nurse was also eager to save people and immediately said, "Her brother is also her relative and a guardian. If his brother does not give up the rescue, he can continue the rescue." That the husband and mother-in-law were stunned by these words. Sue watched from the side, and she spoke slowly, "Nange, don't force yourself on others here. Even if you are saved, the surgery fee will be 500,000 yuan. I don't know how much recovery will cost in the future. People are dead. She and her husband have given up, but you insist on calling her brother, so what if you come over? Every family has its own difficulties, and you can't morally kidnap others here." The husband immediately understood something and immediately cried, "Our family has no money, and my uncle's family has no money. The operation fee is only 500,000, and the subsequent monthly treatment costs are 60,000. My wife is I don't want to be a drag on us and her parents' family. I'm useless, I can only watch my wife die. You. The cry of a grown man is even more touching. Countless patients choose to give up treatment in hospitals every year. They have the right to choose to die. People around them immediately start to accuse. At first glance, this little girl has just graduated. She has not been beaten by society and does not know how difficult life is. It's too childish. You have no passion to delay someone's burial. Isn't she guilty of harming human remains?" That the mother-in-law continued to shout, "Everyone, please help pull her away. Security! Come on, someone is violating the body here." That when the security guard came over and was about to grab Sue Nange, she turned her head sharply and glanced at everyone around her. "You are trying to make money and kill people." The security guard was stunned, but the mother-in-law took the opportunity to rush over, grabbed Sue Nange's hair, and pulled her to the side. "Let go of my daughter-in-law, and don't touch her body," that she must not let ShotYou be saved. Sue Nange's scalp was severely torn, but at the critical moment of cardiopulmonary resuscitation, she did not dare to let go and continue to rescue ShotYou regardless. She was pinched several times by the mother-in-law, but she didn't care about it. Sue sneered, "Sue Nange is so stupid. She did such a thing with no good intentions." It seems that the mother and son are not good friends at first glance. She is in big trouble. At this time, several luxury cars quickly drove in from downstairs of the inpatient department. Before the car stopped, a tall man jumped out. Song Jinchuan, with a serious look on his face, quickly rushed upstairs with 7 or 8 bodyguards in black. Chapter 47 Benefactor. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. When Song Jinchuan rushed to the second floor, he immediately saw his sister lying flat on the ground and doing cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Song Shishi's face was pale and her whole body was weak. That look made his heart skip a beat. This is a hospital, why should we use the most primitive means to rescue patients? What about the instruments? Why not get on the instrument? Many questions flashed through Song Jinchuan's mind, and then he saw a middle-aged woman beating the woman who was helping her sister perform cardiopulmonary resuscitation. She pulled her hair and roared, "Get out of here, my daughter-in-law doesn't need rescuing. Isn't it good for you to just let her go? Our family doesn't have money to treat her, so you insist on forcing us to death." Home. Shishi's husband also stood beside him. The handling fee of 500,000 yuan, and the subsequent medical expenses of 60,000 yuan per month. It is useless for me as a husband. Even if you make my wife survive, the family still has to face this difficulty. My uncle's family has no money, otherwise why would my wife choose to give up? Song Jinchuan's face turned dark instantly. the whole person was enveloped in a layer of intense murderous intent. The man who controlled the Song family understood the message from just these two sentences. His sister, who had been rich and wealthy since she was a child, and any piece of jewelry she took out in the room cost more than 500,000 yuan, but now she was forced to death by her husband and mother-in-law because of 500,000 yuan. When he thought of this, he rushed to Song Shusher without stopping. Song Shusher's mother-in-law saw that Su Nange was motionless, and Song Shusher on the floor moved her fingers, apparently being revived. She angrily reached out and scratched Su Nange's face. Her nails are so long that they are bound to scratch this woman's face. Su Nange noticed that Song Shusher's heart had resumed beating on its own, and also noticed the old woman's intention. She glanced at her, turned her head suddenly, grabbed the woman's wrist, and was about to fight back. Boom! That a strange man suddenly stretched out his kick and kicked the old woman hard on the chest. The mother-in-law was kicked so hard that she flew backwards, then fell hard to the ground. She clutched her chest and was speechless for a moment. Seeing this situation, the husband pointed at Song Jinchuan and cursed angrily, "Who are you? Well, you are not such a bully. Not only are you torturing my wife's body here, but you actually attacked my mother. Call the police, I call the police." Corpse. Song Jinchuan was so angry that he kicked the husband away, and then shouted to the bodyguards who were following behind him, "Teach them a lesson, then call the police and say that this mother and son are seeking wealth and murder." After leaving these words, he rushed to Song Shusher and squatted down. "Shusher, brother is here, wake up." Su Nange knew the identity of the person in front of him and said slowly, "Although her heartbeat has recovered, she needs immediate surgery." "Thank you." Song Jinchuan had already contacted the doctor on the way here. He left these words, picked up Song Shusher and strode away. After the police came, they quickly confirmed that the mother-in-law and her husband were indeed seeking wealth and murder, and they were arrested directly. The crowd watching the excitement understood the truth of the matter, and everyone gave Su Nange a thumbs up. Su Nange still stayed here so that he could make notes for the police. She signed her record, and when she turned to leave, she saw Su Yin still standing behind her. Su Yin frowned. The brother who just came over looked very impressive. If she had known that, she would have called the love brain. It's all Su Nange's fault for taking the credit from her. But, there was another hint of sarcasm in her eyes. "Nange, I didn't expect you to be so serious about climbing up now. You can see that the love brain has an extraordinary background, so you must have worked so hard to save people. It's a pity that my brother can't even look at it. I didn't even give you one." After she finished taunting, she walked towards Mrs. Su's ward. Su Nange stared at her back, thinking that just now she was confusing right and wrong here, and now she was talking about benefits, and he felt that this woman had evil intentions, not to mention that Song Shusher was in critical condition just now. Her brother would definitely take her for surgery first. He only said that he was saving people, not for any reward. She touched her scalp, and gasped. It was so painful from being pulled by that old woman just now. She pressed down her hair, which was as messy as a chicken coop, sighed silently, took out her cell phone and sent a message to Hua Beiyan, and simply went downstairs to go home, in the VIP ward on the 3rd floor. Hua Beiyan felt his heart beat faster when he thought about the scene in the car. He frowned and suppressed the throbbing in his heart. He looked towards the door, but he still didn't see the girl coming in. Is she also shy? As soon as the thought came to his mind, he frowned slightly also. It took more than half an hour before he received a WeChat message from Su Nange. "Mr. Hua, I have something to do and will go home tonight." Seeing this message, Hua Beiyan breathed a sigh of relief, but his eyebrows frowned unconsciously. What could happen to her? Su Nange took a taxi back home, took a shower, and used a lot of conditioner on his hair before finally combing it smooth. Looking at the hair falling on the ground, she felt distressed. Hair also contains iron, right? I ate fried liver in the evening and had a good meal before taking out my computer and continuing my unfinished work at the company. A night of silence. The next day, Su Nange came to the company early. He met Jiang Yingqiao at the door. He went home and took a nap. The dark circles under his eyes had faded a lot and he was not so irritable. When he saw her getting off the taxi, he breathed a sigh of relief. "I went home last night, and the more I thought about it, the more something was wrong. My cousin sent you home. Could it be that you two live together? Fortunately, you didn't come to work with your cousin this morning. Sue Nange. In fact, she usually comes to work together, but she didn't explain. Jiang Yingxiao walked up to her, glanced at her and said arrogantly, I know why my cousin looked so bad yesterday. I heard that he wanted to cooperate with the Song family, but Song Jinchuan, the head of the Song family, seems to be with my cousin. My relationship with my brother is not good. He is coming to the company today to discuss business, so my cousin must be very anxious. Sue Nange paused slightly. Song Jinchuan. What is the name of Song Shishi's brother she rescued yesterday? She didn't notice that at the door, Song Jinchuan, accompanied by his secretary, strode into the whole group. My sister's surgery was successful. When she woke up this morning, she saw her parents who had arrived overnight. The three of them hugged each other and cried. Then his sister asked him where his benefactor was. After one night, the benefactor had already gone home. Seeing that his sister was anxious, Song Jinchuan promised her that she would find her benefactor and solemnly thanked her. He had seen with his own eyes how hard that girl worked to save her sister, so it was not an exaggeration to say that the Song family owed that girl's life. I just don't know what that girl does. Where do you work? Just when he thought of this, he suddenly caught a glimpse of Sue Nange who was waiting for the elevator. Chapter 48 Solution. You are listening at NovelFold.audio. Song Jinchuan was slightly startled. The benefactor he met in the hospital yesterday had his hair pulled unkempt by Granny Shishi, which made him unable to see his face clearly, but the girl in front of me looks so much like her. Song Jinchuan took 2 quick steps, wanting to get closer and confirm, but at this moment, the elevator came, and Sue Nange and Jiang Yingxiao entered the elevator. When he rushed over, he only saw the elevator door closing slowly. What a coincidence. Song Jinchuan was not in a hurry because his benefactor left his phone number when he called him last night. After finishing the negotiations with the whole group, he can call his benefactor and discuss with his family how to thank her. Sue Nange didn't see Song Jinchuan and joined the research and development group with Jiang Yingxiao. As soon as I entered the office, I saw all my colleagues in the group looking gloomy and looking crazy at their computers. Tomorrow is Friday. We are asked to submit a plan. Vice President Hua is simply making things difficult for us. I think we can give up and let the people laugh. It's simply not a task that humans can accomplish. The team leader went home and slept last night. Did he just give up? Oh, I wonder how our Master Su is doing. Can you bring us a surprise? Zhang Chao immediately said, don't say that. It puts too much pressure on the junior girls. No matter how powerful the junior girls are, they can't be as good as Dr. Nan. Age matters here. As soon as these words came out, everyone nodded. Then seeing Sue Nange and Jiang Yingxiao entering, a group of people immediately started gossiping excitedly. Team leader, you went to the party yesterday, did you meet Dr. Nan? Jiang Yingxiao rolled his eyes. How could Dr. Nan go to that kind of party? If he dared to show up, a group of people would definitely eat him alive. Have you met Mr. G? Did he say which direction Dr. Nan is currently researching? That's not true. Jiang Yingxiao suddenly looked at Sue Nange, but we can ask in private. Sue Nange has a good relationship with him. What? Master Su, you actually know Ji Ming. Then rounding up, can we say that we know Dr. Nan? Several people looked at Sue Nange. Master Su, if you have a chance in the future, can you introduce Dr. Nan to us? Sue Nange's peach blossom eyes swept across the group of people, and each of their faces was filled with joy and expectation. She raised her lips slightly. Okay, maybe we can work together. As soon as these words came out, everyone immediately laughed. Forget it, I don't even dare to think about it. I'll be satisfied if I can admire Dr. Shimo Nan's grace. If I can get his guidance, I will benefit a lot. Everyone talked and laughed, and finally started working under Jiang Yingxiao's roar. Sue Nange carried the computer to her separate office. Before entering the room, Jiang Yingxiao suddenly stopped her. No need to show off, the intensity of this project far exceeds the capabilities of our team. The leaders all see it. I won't let Hua Zichen really chill the hearts of a group of people. Listening to his comfort, Su Nange smiled, "Don't worry, trust me." Hua Zichen stood outside the office and looked at Su Nange. The girl's facial features are too beautiful, and the smile on her face is confident and flamboyant, just like she was in college, as if any hardship in front of her can be easily overcome. But where did she get her confidence? No one except Dr. Nan can complete such arduous work in such a short time. He turned around, walked to the rest area, took out his mobile phone and called Su Yin. "Can Dr. Nan send me the solution before tomorrow?" Su Yin felt guilty and wanted to delay. "Brother Zichen, Dr. Nan has been very busy recently and has been abroad." Hua Zichen said irritably, "If we delay it any longer, Su Nange and the others will solve the problem." Su Yin's voice sounded a bit panicked. "I'll urge him again." Hua Zichen suddenly narrowed his eyes. "Su Yin, you won't lie to me, right?" "Of course, I will go to Dr. Nan now." After hanging up the phone, Su Yin was anxious. She has been sending messages to Dr. Nan using Mrs. Su's email address for the past 2 days, but Dr. Nan's reply was very heartless, directly saying that she was on a business trip and not to disturb him. She will definitely not be able to provide a solution tomorrow. When Hua Zichen sees that she has no use value, he may break off the engagement. No. She would never allow this to happen. Her eyes suddenly became determined, and she entered the ward and looked at Mrs. Su. "Mom, do you know the song Family in Kyoto? Brother Zichen wants to set up a line with them." Mrs. Su's condition has been stable these days and she can be discharged from the hospital tomorrow. She was reading a book on the hospital bed. Her fingers tightened slightly when she heard these words, but then she raised her head and said lightly, "I don't know him." Su Yin's eyes flashed. Mrs. Su's reaction was clearly that she knew him, but he didn't want to introduce him to her. This selfish woman is not worthy of being a mother. How is it likely Wanru, who has been obedient to her since she was a child? Now that Mrs. Su refuses to help her, what should she do? Su Yin was really panicked. Su Nange did not take over the entire project. "A group of colleagues from the RD department helped a lot. By the time I get off work, the entire solution has basically been determined and just needs to be sorted out." Su Nange took his computer to the underground parking lot and got into Hua Bayan's Bentley luxury car, but he didn't see anyone else. The driver explained, "Mr. Hua has something to discuss tonight, so let me take Miss Su back first." Su Nange didn't think much. Okay. But this night, Hua Bayan didn't come back. The next day, Su Nange went to work happily with the plan he had compiled in the evening. As soon as he arrived at the RD department, he saw Hua Zichen standing in the rest area with a cup of coffee, obviously blocking her. "Su Nange, I would like to remind you that today is the last day. If you haven't submitted the solution before get off work, then what? I won the bet. You will be responsible for what you said when the time comes." Su Nange. Is this man doing nothing all day long? She rolled her eyes and walked to the office, but Hua Zichen followed her. "If you follow me from now on, I won't treat you badly. At least I can introduce you to Dr. Nan." Su Nange sneered, "It's really not necessary." Hua Zichen said angrily, "I know you have hooked up with Ji Ming and don't think you need my help. But do you think Ji Ming will introduce Dr. Nan to you? He just treats you as a plaything. If he is half sincere to you, I'll also help you solve your problems. I don't need help." Hua Zichen smiled, "No need? When others praise you for being a genius, you really compare yourself to Dr. Nan and think you can think of a solution? My solution is complete." Su Nange stopped and said sarcastically with a half smile, "It's you, Vice President Hua, have you got Dr. Nan's plan?" Chapter 49 completed. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Hua Zichen cried out in shock, "You finished it? How is that possible?" He also graduated with an energy major, so of course he understands the complexity. So Su Yin said that Dr. Nan needed time, and he didn't feel anything was wrong since the solution hadn't been sent to him until now. How could Su Nange finish it so quickly? Su Nange squinted his eyes. "I'll sort it out and send it to you later, okay? Hua Zichen, don't forget what you promised me." With these words, she entered a group of offices. As soon as I entered the door, I was surrounded by a group of members. Zhang Chao looked at Hua Zichen warily. "Sister, is he using Dr. Nan to despise you again?" that the others immediately said. Master Su, don't argue with him. That's right, with this ability at our age, we are already top-notch. We can't compare with Dr. Nan. You are already very powerful. At such a young age, you are more powerful than all of us here. Jiang Yingqiao walked out of the office, judging from his appearance, he probably didn't go home last night and slept in the company. He frowned and looked at Su Nange. Don't worry, I didn't sleep all night last night. I roughly figured out how to solve this problem. I will work overtime today. Even if I can't give a complete plan or an idea in the end, I can. It's across. He also sent a WeChat message to his cousin and explained what happened in the RD department, regarding the matter that Vice President Hua is embarrassing a group of people. My cousin will help him make the decision. Su Nange felt very at ease listening to their concerned words. She smiled and said, No, I'm done. Jiang Yingqiao waved his hand. You don't have to worry about this anymore. I'll go communicate. What? His eyes suddenly widened. Are you done? The other employees also looked at her in disbelief. Master Su, what did you just say? Did I hear you correctly? Or are you hallucinating because you are so tired? Zhang Chao also smiled bitterly and said, Sister, please stop teasing us. Su Nange laughed. I will send an email right away and will copy everyone. She entered the office carrying her computer. A group of members and Jiang Yingqiao were still standing there. Everyone looked at each other in disbelief. It wasn't until someone's computer received an email notification that everyone returned to their workstations and opened their mailboxes. As expected, Su Nange sent an email. Everyone immediately downloaded the attachment and quickly opened it. After seeing the content above, they were stunned. For a moment, the group was silent, without any sound. When Su Nange saw that everyone was focused on the plan, she quietly went out and went to the top floor. After the work was completed, she was going to find Hua Beiyan and ask for the medical book on neurology to check. She did not forget to help Mrs. Hua make medicine. On the top floor, in the office, Hua Beiyan was reviewing documents when Yi suddenly came in. Boss, Miss Su is here to see you. He paused with his fingers and drew a line on the paper with his pen. Somewhere on my back, I seem to feel that soft touch again, gradually becoming hot. He pursed his lips and said in a low voice, Come in. Su Nange walked in and saw Hua Beiyan sitting there quietly. The man did not raise his head and said gently, I know about the RD department. It doesn't matter if I can't come up with a solution. The company has complete rules and regulations and will protect your legitimate rights and interests. Su Nange laughed. I'm not here because of the RD department, I'm here because I miss you. As she said this, she suddenly felt an itch in her throat, causing her to pause for a moment. Hua Beiyan's hand shook, and the document he had just printed was signed and damaged again. His throat tightened slightly, and he slowly raised his head, only to see Su Nange cough lightly and continue, I hope you can lend me the book you borrowed from the library. Hua Beiyan. He breathed a sigh of relief, but felt a little unspeakably sad in his heart. He casually picked up the book from the desk and handed it to Su Nange. When she took it, he said calmly, Don't gasp when you speak next time. Su Nange happily took the book, not noticing the man's strangeness at all, and said casually, Oh, thank you very much. She turned and walked out. It wasn't until she left the door that Hua Beiyan lowered his eyes. Suddenly he chuckled. The girl clearly didn't take the kiss in the car to heart, but he was here awkwardly for 2 days. It was really pretentious. Besides, he almost forgot that Su Nange had a boyfriend. Hua Beiyan's expression turned cold and he regained his previous composure. After the work in the RD department was completed, Su Nange completely let go and spent the whole day reading books and studying Alzheimer's disease. When it was almost time to get off work, there was finally movement in a group of quiet offices. The general manager of the RD department walked in with a dark-faced Huazichan. Jiang Yingqiao happened to verify all Su Nange's plans and found that there were no problems at all. He was overjoyed and said to the general manager of the RD department, Our group has really found a treasure this time. Su Nange's plan is definitely no worse than Dr. Nan. The general manager frowned, while Huazichan sneered, Yes, the plan she submitted is no worse than Dr. Nan's. After all, they are exactly the same. Jiang Yingqiao didn't react at first. Ha, she is as powerful as Dr. Nan. At this point, he was suddenly startled. What do you mean? Meaning, she stole Dr. Nan's solution. After Huazichin said this, he sneered at Su Nange. In the afternoon, I received Dr. Nan's plan, which is almost exactly the same as yours. Why do you look like you are strategizing? It turns out you have already made this plan. Do you think that because you sent the email earlier than Dr. Nan, the solution is yours? Su Nange, are you really stupid? Do you think that if you change a few details, we won't be able to see it? You dare to even think about Dr. Nan's stuff? Steal. Jiang Yingxiao frowned. There must be some misunderstanding. Su Nange has been working with us in the company these days, and some of the content was completed by us. Although this part only accounts for 20% of the entire program, as soon as these words came out, Huazichin immediately spoke. Is there any misunderstanding? The two plans are the same. Didn't Su Nange steal Dr. Nan's, and Dr. Nan stole Su Nange's? Do you think this is possible? Point one is a highly respected doctor and the other is a bachelor's degree graduate. It is self-evident who is more trustworthy. Jiang Yingxiao was speechless. Su Nange frowned and listened to their conversation. It is impossible for Dr. Nan to send an email to Huazichin, so the only possibility is, someone faked her plan as Dr. Nan's. Huazichin wanted to use this to suppress her and her group. How ridiculous, Su Nange said calmly. Can't there be a third possibility? Chapter 50 Self-Certification. You are listening at NovelFold.audio. The general manager was slightly startled. What is the third possibility? Huazichin said sharply. Su Nange, don't quibble here. I advise you to admit your mistake. The company may give you a lighter punishment because of your first mistake. Jiang Yingxiao immediately looked at her. Su Nange, please explain quickly what's going on. Su Nange said slowly. There is another possibility that Huazichin did not receive Dr. Nan's plan at all. He is slandering me. As soon as these words came out, Jiang Yingxiao glared at Huazichin. Huazichin didn't seem to expect that she would say that, and said amusedly, why didn't I realize that you were so shameless when we were in school? Of course I have enough evidence to accuse you. Jiang Yingxiao asked. What evidence? Huazichin took out his mobile phone, opened a screenshot, and handed it to Jiang Yingxiao. This is the plan that Dr. Nan sent to Su Yin last night. Su Yin was delayed by something, so she would forward it to me in the afternoon. Judging from the time, Dr. Nan it was submitted earlier than Su Nange's. If that's not enough to explain the problem, I still have witnesses. Su Nange narrowed his eyes. It turns out that it's not Huazichin who is causing trouble, but Su Yin. She thought about it carefully. She passed by the second floor of the inpatient department after get off work yesterday. At that time, Mrs. Su was going for a checkup. Su Yin happened to have a stomachache, so she went with her. At that time, her computer was placed in the ward, but her computer was secretly protected. How did Su Yin know about it? Su Nan's singer's fingers tightened slightly. You have nothing to say now, right? Huazichin looked at the general manager with a sneer. This matter is really too bad. The company must deal with Su Nange seriously. If necessary, you can call the police. After all, Dr. Nan dares to steal Dr. Nan's things. If Dr. Nan knows about this matter, I'm afraid I won't cooperate with our Hu group again in the future. The general manager hurriedly said, it's not good for the company if this scandal breaks out. Let's slow down the matter of calling the police for a while. The administrative department has already got off work. Let's do this. Next Monday, we will go to the administrative department again and hand over all the evidence. Let's see how we deal with it then. Huazichin did not object. He looked at Su Nange and said if he had any suggestions, then you should think about it carefully in the next 2 days. If you know you are wrong, you can come to me. If you are sincere in admitting your mistake, I can consider not making this matter public. Just treat it as a small mistake. Of course, if you don't repent, don't blame me for not caring about the friendship between classmates. Leaving this hint, he and the general manager strode away. After the two left, a group of RD members gathered around Su Nange. There must be some misunderstanding. Master Su, did you ask Ji Ming for help? Seeing that no one accused her, Su Nange felt warm in her heart. Don't worry, I will prove my innocence in this matter. If she reveals her identity and tells everyone the truth, all misunderstandings can be resolved, but thinking about the last time he told Jiang Yingxiao, this man didn't believe him at all. The patent certificate and company seal needed to prove her identity were taken abroad by Ji Ming to discuss cooperation. It seems he will be back next Monday. Thinking of this, her peach blossom eyes slightly curved and she looked at the colleagues around her. I'm sure the expressions on everyone's faces will be very funny when the time comes. After Su Nange got off work, he came to the underground parking lot. He got into the Bentley luxury car with ease and did not see Hua Beiyan. Yi was in the passenger seat. The boss will have a meeting later. We will go back after the meeting. Su Nange immediately said, then I can take a taxi. No, the boss wants to take you back first. After Yi asked the driver to start the car, he glanced at her and said dissatisfied, Miss Su, don't be eager for quick success and quick gain when doing things. Dr. Nan is not someone you can interfere at will. The RD department is making quite a fuss. Su Nange raised his eyebrows but said nothing. Yi continued, don't think that because the old lady and the boss are protecting you, you can do whatever you want. In the scientific research industry, theft and plagiarism are the most intolerable. Su Nange took out his earphones and put them into his ears to isolate his voice. Yi. The car quickly arrived at the hospital. Su Nange walked up the stairs. Unexpectedly, he was stopped by Su Wenzong on the second floor. It's Ashu who wants to see you. She followed Su Wenzong into Mrs. Su's ward. Mrs. Su was probably about to be discharged from the hospital. Nanma had already packed her luggage, but did not leave. She was obviously waiting for her. Seeing her come in, Mrs. Su immediately asked anxiously, Nan Go, what's going on with you stealing Dr. Nan's plan? I don't believe this is what you would do, Su Wenzong said disdainfully. Now that the evidence is complete, Master Zichen only reminds her because she is from the Su family. What else is there to disbelieve? Ashu, you just believe her too much. I told you earlier. However, with Li Wanru's blood flowing on her body, what kind of good person can she be? Mrs. Su said angrily, shut up, Nan Go, you are talking, what's going on? Mrs. Su's expression was anxious, and Su Nange's eyes were slightly hot. She knew that Mrs. Su really cared about her. Just as he was about to speak, Su Yin said hypocritically, Nange, how can you be so confused? I know what achievements you want to make in the Hua group so that the old lady and Mr. Hua will value you more, but you can't help but ask for it. If you want Dr. Nan's plan, tell me and I'll give it to you. How could you steal it from my computer? Steal. Su Nange sneered. Sure enough, the root cause lies here with Su Yin. She took a step forward. Who takes it without asking? Su Yin looked aggrieved. What do you mean? Do you want me to cover for you? Or is it a coincidence that you and Dr. Nan's plan are the same? Su Nange said calmly. Of course it's not a coincidence, you obviously stole my plan. Nonsense. Su Wenzong angrily pulled out the broom on the ground and hit her. I have done something wrong, and you are still here throwing dirty water on your sister. I think you deserve a beating. Mrs. Su immediately stopped him. Wenzong, don't be impulsive. Su Wenzong cursed angrily. Ashu, did you hear that? She is so arrogant. An undergraduate said that Dr. Nan's complex plan was hers. It is simply a fantasy and extremely ridiculous. Such evil a woman is not worth your worries at all. She has to bear the consequences of the evil she has done, Mrs. Su said, but if the Hua group calls the police, they will go to jail. When she said this, she took out her mobile phone. This matter is actually very simple to deal with. As long as Dr. Nan doesn't pursue it, it will be fine. I will call Xiaonan right now. After saying that, she dialed Dr. Nan's WeChat voicemail.